And that's the tornado siren.
Stations, National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for western Jasper County until 1800 hours.
Take a look. I mean, it's everything is just completely demolished. I mean,
I am in the... It's on the ground. 20 is the main line.
it's tough. No question about that.
Probably going to have the worst damage around 20th and Main. We've got whole buildings missing, multiple subjects injured.
When I was impacted by the tornado, I was at a friend's house with my son, and we found out that the tornado had hit, and I got a call from Joplin Police Department to come and do search and rescue. And so I went and dropped my son off at a friend's house in Carthage and came back, and when I got into Joplin, I had no signal. There was no kind of communication whatsoever, so I couldn't call anybody to find out where they were. And it was completely dark because all the lights had been taken out and there was just no power to the whole city. And then I immediately went to 15th Street Walmart because that's my home Walmart store where I used to work. I work at Webb City Walmart now, so that's my home store. So I wanted to go make sure everything was okay there. And on the radio, I had heard a guy that was talking that had a broadcast that was just an emergency broadcast that was just everybody trying to find out if everybody was okay. And so I was listening to that as I was going, and I kept hearing that certain places in the city had been impacted. And so went there first, and I saved about 3 people from there. One in particular that if they hear this or watch this, let me know if you're okay, along with the other people that I mentioned. He was trapped in his car, and his right leg was trapped where he couldn't get it out, and the car was leaking gas. And so we had to get him out by cutting his leg off and breaking it and getting him out. So there's him. I don't know his name because we were on hurry and just trying to get him to safety and get him to the hospital. And then there was also, I went over to St. John's because I had to go over there to take him to Freeman along with some other people we found. And when I went over to Freeman, as I was going to Freeman, I went by St. John's and it was just obliviated. There was stuff everywhere. I was driving over, I wasn't even on the road, I was just driving over rubble, just trying to get to Freeman with people. And there was a little girl that was walking like she was in shock alongside the road, and she had a pole through her arm. It was like a metal piece of metal pole of some sort, and she wasn't real coherent. She was just walking like she was in a coma or something, and I couldn't get her to respond, but I took her to Freeman too. So I'd like to know, she's probably about 8 or 9, and took her there. And then for the next 2 weeks I did search and rescue and did nothing but pull people out of the rubble and bag and tag and help with the cadaver dogs that we searched for bodies, and also used some drug dogs from St. Louis to help find people and rescue them. So
my first thought was that it was just a wall of rain, like the rain front was coming in, and I just thought it was one of those cool things in nature where you could see, you know, the difference between just overcast and rain. And then as it got closer, I saw that the rain was spinning around, and then I saw the flashes, and then I knew, you know, that was a tornado, because as soon as the flashes started going off, the backup supplies in my apartment started going off, and I had one of the local stations on at the time, following the weather, because it was getting kind of bad outside, and I went and grabbed my camera, put it in the windowsill, well before that, and I got my roommate into the bathroom, because at the time my roommate was one of those people who's like that. It's okay. And then I got them in the bedroom. I went back out there, and then I saw it. It was probably. It was gigantic. I mean, from a normal window standpoint, it took up probably about this much of the window in the background. And don't know. It was a terrifying sight, but I stayed calm, and I didn't panic. I just sat there and watched it go by.
All right. Anything else that you want to add?
I found myself really lucky because from where the storm path was in relation to my apartment complex here is about a half a mile. So I was a half a mile away from an EF5 tornado, because by the time it had gotten into town, the winds have picked up enough inside the vortex to swell it up and get it going really, really well. That's the thing about a tornado, especially whenever following a severe thunderstorm, is that whenever you have a thunderstorm coming in and it's already on top of you and it clears up, a lot of people think that's a good sign, and it isn't. As a storm clears out and heat starts refracting off of the ground, that releases UV energy back up into the atmosphere and unstabilizes it even more. So that makes it very a very good environment per se. It's not good, but the environment is good enough to make a tornado. And that's what happened. Is that it rained, and we had a severe thunderstorm roll through earlier in the day, and it cleared up, and it just built up all that energy. And if I have anything to say about people watching at home, we probably won't see a tornado like that in a long, long time. The likelihood of something like that again is probably about 1 in a million. But whenever it storms and it immediately gets clear, don't think it's over. And when the sirens go off, seek shelter. Because I know most people aren't going to have a weather radio. I didn't. Most people aren't going to, because they're going to figure that they can pay attention to the local weather stations and listen to the sirens. But pay attention to your surroundings. Make sure you go to www.noaa.com and put in your city, and always check that during severe weather, because that is the best place to get current information, and your local weather authorities.
On May 22nd, I knew that there were storms coming, and so I've been keeping an eye on the weather. Of course, you never know what the severity of those storms is going to be. You can just be prepared and hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And on that particular day, no idea what the worst would be. I was watching it on one of the local TV stations. They had it on their tower cam, and my first reaction was kind of what theirs was. I was looking at it on the tower cam. They didn't know right away what it was, and I wasn't sure either. It was just this dark shroud in the sky, and it wasn't until you saw the transformers and things blowing up in front of it that you realized, oh my God, this is a tornado. And the sirens went off. You could hear them on this TV station. I could hear them again outside. And as that sucker started moving, you realized just how big it was. And transformers were just blowing like fireworks in front of this thing. And you just watched it mowing down. And the tower cam on this TV station, where it was located and how well it was seen, I was like, this is really close. And I thought that it may come up where I was. And at the time I was in a mobile home unit. And I know those are not the safest places to be, but we didn't have a chance to go anywhere, so I just remember panicking. And afterwards, I think the worst part afterwards was there were so many mixed reports coming in for the first couple of hours after it happened. There were some reports that the tornado was near 7th in Florida, which is much farther north than where it was actually. And there were some reports that it was closer to 32nd in range line, which would be much farther south than where it really was. But I had family and friends in all of those zones. And as Shauna was saying, there was no cell phone signal, no way to communicate with anybody. And the place that I was at, of all things, the cable went out. And so I just loaded up, and since my little sister lives not far from 7th in Florida, and since that was one of the places they were saying it had impacted, I jetted over there as quickly as I could, and they had no power, but I did find out they were okay. Their area wasn't affected. So the next thing I did, I just instinct said, I've got to go help. And so I went up to 15th and range line and started helping them dig through the Payless shoe store. And as I mentioned earlier in the show, unfortunately the people that were there did not make it. So once we cleared the store, I just started helping anybody I could find. There were so many people just standing still in shock, like not really. I don't think they were fully aware as to what had just happened. And like Shauna, I used to work at the 15th and Range Line Walmart, so I started my way that way, and I didn't actually make it to the store. I made it as far as Academy, and I helped in Academy, and then as I came back out from there, so many people were starting to leave the Walmart store, but they had no idea where to go. I ran into one associate who was going to go down to Range Line and take the trolley back home. And she, I think, was not fully aware of what had happened. And I was trying to explain to her, I was like, unfortunately, that's not going to happen, the bus definitely isn't going to be running right now. And so I helped her to the triage center. They set up a triage center at 17th and Range Line, and I helped her to there, and that's just kind of what I did. I went up and down 17th Street over next to Academy and just kind of helped people as they were leaving Walmart. They were lost. I mean, the terrain around us looked nothing familiar. I mean, everything was gone. I mean, restaurants that were there wasn't even rubble for some of them. It's like it was just gone, wiped completely away. And you could see from west to east across the city. I don't know, I counted at least 3 or 4 different fires when I looked out west across the city. And it was so bizarre. I went back the next couple of days with a church group to help with recovery efforts as well. And, I'm a lifelong resident. I've been here 25 years, and these people that I was with were much older than I was. They've been here 30, 40 years. And we were in places just up the street from the high school, and we had no idea where we were. And, where the high school is, it's a densely populated area. Lots of streets, grocery stores, there's offices, all sorts of places up there, and there was nothing. No street signs, there was just nothing. And that just made the efforts even more difficult because we had no idea where we were going. We were given addresses to check up on certain church members, and we couldn't find them. Even if the house was there and just damaged, we had no idea where this street was. There was just no way to tell. And you didn't have a landmark, If it was some side street, you didn't have some way to look over and go, oh, okay, that's that building, so it's just right over here. It's just, there was no way to tell where you were. And then, of course, the storms that we got in the week that followed that tornado. I mean, we had severe storm after severe storm. We even had a couple more tornado warnings after that, and it made those recovery efforts hard. And it was a really tough time, a really tough time to get through. And sometimes it still is. There's still some reminders as you drive through the city. Progress is being made, but it takes time. There's still a lot of things missing, and it's empty without those things. But I think in closing, the thing that I find hardest now is when I go back and there's people have posted before after video, and it's harder to go back and look at the video the way it was than it is to see how it is now, because I guess just for me, I've accepted the present. I've accepted that this is what it looks like, and when I go back, it hurts more remembering what it was like. Because it's never going to be like that again. And that's the hardest part.
Good Day Joplin Online. Good Day Joplin Now. Good Day Joplin Mobile. Good Day Joplin Social. The Good Day Joplin Network, the most powerful name in local news. Good Day Joplin in the palm of your hand with the Good Day Joplin app. Download it now at gdjoplin.mobap.at.
Who dare cross the Avengers?
It's Loki.
Wait, I forgot my shield. I think my mom has it.
I'm over here. Come on, guys. Hey, Mom. We're looking for Loki. Did you look over there?
A superhero in every aisle. The Avengers now at Target.
Welcome back. I'm Shauna Ackerson with Body by Bye. Coming up, I'll have a video to introduce you to Body by Bye. And on the show, I'm going to be showing you some recipes to use with our shakes and also some exercise and meal tips. So that way we can stay healthy this year and actually accomplish our health goals.
One of the questions we often get asked is what you can expect your first week on the Body by Bye challenge. Now, on our first week, a lot of people are going to lose significant weight. How much weight? Up to 6 pounds on average. And that may not sound like a lot, but I'm just going to demonstrate something. This is about the size, pick a grapefruit, of 1 pound of fat. And what's going to happen for the average person on the Body by Bye challenge is their first week, on average, they're going to lose between 4 and 6 large grapefruits. This is a lot of fat. They're also going to lose some water weight, right? Because our diets are so high in sodium in the United States. And you'll notice that our shake mix, if you've seen the comparison chart, is the lowest sodium of any brand we've looked at. So we're very low sodium. So a lot of people are going to lose water weight and they're going to naturally detox. So this is the other question. What does that mean? Well, you've heard me talk before. We have a full serving of fiber in our Body by Bye shake. And it's a non-gassy fiber, but it is a full serving of fiber. And that's important to know because a lot of people in America don't get enough fiber in their diet. It also has prebiotics. Prebiotics help the natural flora in your intestinal tract do their job. And part of their job is helping the natural detox process. So your first week, you may notice that you feel lighter, but you also may notice that you get a little bit of gas or you're more regular. Now the gas should go away in just a couple of days. It'll happen on any diet. If you change from your normal diet to any diet, I don't care what kind of diet it is, you will experience gas because your body's adjusting to a different pH, a different diet program. The gas should go away in 3 to 4 days. And you should stay more regular, which helps your natural detox process. Now, if the gas does not go away, it could be because you're having a harder time with the milk consumption. A lot of adults don't drink enough milk, which is sad because you need the calcium. You also need the other nutrients that help with weight management and bone health. So if you're having issues with the milk, then we recommend you try a lactose-free milk. There are several on the market today. There's one brand here called Lactate. The other things you can try are almond milk, rice milk, or lactose-free soy milk. So if you are experiencing gas for more than 7 to 10 days, switch what you're mixing your shake mix in and give it a little bit more time. and you will see that you will begin to lose weight, transform your health, get better nutrition, and more importantly, you're going to lose a lot of fat and retain a lot of lean muscle. Now, this is the size of 1 pound of lean muscle. This is the size of 1 pound of fat. So you're going to hang on to more lean muscle, lose more fat, burn more calories, and overall improve your health. And that's what you should expect on the Body by Vi Challenge Week 1.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video on Body by Vi. If you have any questions or would like more information on our product, you can go to www.shaunaackerson.bodybyvi.com. And that is all I have for this month for Body by Vi. And Good Day Joplin will be right back.
Turn left at Flying Car. Turn right at Explosion. Stay left at Lightning Bolt. U-turn, U-turn.
Yeah, turn.
Introducing the entirely new RDX from Acura, the official vehicle of Marvel's The Avengers.
Hey dude, feed the fish, water the plant. I'll see you next Thursday.
And welcome back on this beautiful Thursday morning. Next up, the segment.
Grandpa! Mikey? Grandpa, I miss